all of you know that already, but my point's this. Now we need to turn to governing. We need to turn to doing exactly the right thing for all the families of Florida. That's all the families. Republicans, Democrats, Independents, and the nearly 20 million people that live in our great state. Sure, there's going to be differences of opinion. There'll be robust debates on the best direction of Florida. That's not a weakness in our system, that's our strength. But there are many things we can come together on, and we should not let partisan politics, or any politics for that matter, get in our way. Today, we embark on an incredible journey over the next 4 years for the benefit for each and every Floridian. 4 years ago, I had the opportunity to stand here, and we set an ambitious goal of 700,000 jobs over 7 years. Today, I'm proud to announce that Florida businesses have in fact created more than 700,000 jobs in less than 4 years. When we set this goal in 2010, Florida's economy was losing jobs, housing prices were dropping. Many predicted it would take way more than 7 years to get out of the downward spiral of job loss and increased debt. But we proved them wrong. And when I say we, it was all the hard-working people of Florida that proved them wrong. Florida, in less than 4 years, the businesses and the hard-working people of Florida clearly generated way more than 700,000 jobs. Now, this will simply seem to be a number to a lot of people, but every job, every one of the 700,000 jobs represents a family. Families like Danny Reyna, Paul Buemiller, Sonia Delgado. One job doesn't just help a person, it transforms a family. A lot of people ask me, why did I run for governor? My friends in business think I should have been off in retirement, off fishing somewhere. They just don't get it. But I ran for governor to change lives, to make it better for other people. I can tell you from watching my parents struggle to make ends meet, that if you want to change a life, the most important thing you can do is get somebody a job. If we can make Florida the worldwide leader for families that struggle like mine did to get a job, then I fulfilled my job as your governor. A job is the most important thing we can do to change somebody's life. A job helps families put food on the table, pay the rent, buy a car. It gives the family hope for a better future. The importance of continual job creation is something that we can all agree on. Jobs and opportunity are clearly good for each and every one of us. You have heard me constantly talk about jobs since 2010 when I got into the race. I can promise you I'm not going to stop. I'll be working to make sure Florida is a place where you can get a job and you can have a great opportunity until the last day I serve as your governor. Jobs have been my focus for the last 4 years. Jobs will be my mission for the next 4 years. While we are focused on growing jobs in Florida, we must realize that positions our state as a fighter in a great movement against the silent growth of government. Many states like Florida are fighting to limit the growth of government and grow opportunity instead. If you don't believe Florida is right in the middle of this national battle, let me give you some facts. Over the last 20 years, millions of people have escaped from states with climbing tax rates to move to states with lower taxes. For starters, estimates say individuals who escape these high tax states have taken with them around $2 trillion of adjusted gross income. They're voting with their feet. They're leaving states like New York, which lost $71 billion in adjusted gross income from 1992 to 2011. And Illinois, which lost $31 billion in adjusted gross income in that same time frame. The people who left New York and Illinois had one thing in common. Their #1 destination was Florida. Florida has inherited over $26 billion in adjusted gross income from New York and Illinois during that time. In total, Florida has inherited over $100 billion in adjusted gross income. Now, to put that in perspective, that's more than 1/8 of our entire GDP last year. And we've inherited 1.7 million residents during that same time frame. We are first for families deciding where they believe they can live the American dream. When people move here, they spend their money here, they bring their businesses here, they support our charities, and to create jobs and opportunities for other Floridians. In fact, this national battle against growing government so intensely affects Florida that we recently surpassed New York as the 3rd largest state. In Florida, we are proving the government can do better without getting bigger. Now, we have two choices. We can pretend that the migration would have happened regardless of our tax policies, or regardless of what government policies we put in place. Or we can acknowledge Florida's very serious advantage over other states, not just this last decade, but in the decade to come. Now, if there's one thing I hope you'll remember from my message today, it's this. Florida must remain committed to smaller government and lower taxes if our goal is to be the worldwide destination for jobs. There's a great temptation in government to think you can spend other people's money better than they can. But if that were true, more than 1 million people would not have left New York and Illinois over the past 20 years for lower tax states like Florida. In the next 4 years, we're going to build on our legacy of cutting taxes more than 40 times. We'll cut another $1 billion in taxes. We'll continue to phase out the business tax and permanently eliminate the tax on manufacturing equipment. As businesses are able to compete globally, we're going to get more and more jobs and more opportunities for our families. Why are we going to do this? For one reason, and one reason only: to provide an opportunity for every single person in Florida, especially families like mine growing up that struggle to make ends meet. I have a message today to people of New York, Illinois, California, Pennsylvania, and others. Move to Florida. We want you to keep more of your money because we understand it's your money. It's not ours. We want your businesses to grow and succeed. We want to compete globally, and we want to win. Over the next 4 years, I will be traveling to your states, and I'm going to recruit you personally to move your businesses to Florida. In Florida, we are the business of opportunity, not the business of bigger government. In addition to cutting taxes, we have an ambitious agenda to keep Florida working, and we will become the global leader for job growth by 2020. Now, we know the workers of tomorrow are in our classrooms today, and that is why this year we'll have the highest per pupil funding for K-12 education in the history of the state of Florida. As we do that, we'll be ever mindful of the fact that money alone does not guarantee success in education. Florida has led the nation in education reforms, providing equal opportunity in education for all and we're going to continue to do that. We will compete globally for jobs by investing in workforce training programs in science, technology, engineering, and math. Keeping our costs low doesn't end just with tax cuts. It also includes lowering the cost of higher education opportunities as well. This last year, we already worked with the legislature to stop tuition increases for our undergraduate programs. And to make higher education even more affordable, we're going to have more $10,000 degree programs in our state colleges. And we're going to hold the line on graduate college tuition. Today, Texas is our #1 competitor for jobs. But we will unseat Texas. Now, to become the global leader in job creation, we have to continue investing in our ports, $1 billion over my 8 years in office. We also have to make it a priority to invest $25 billion in our roadways over the next 5 years to further our economic growth. Investments in our infrastructure must be partnered with environmental improvements to ensure we keep Florida beautiful. Over the next 10 years, we will work to invest $1 billion to restore our springs and help develop water supplies. I realize that all candidates for public office talk about how important the environment is to the health of our people and our state. But talk is cheap. We have to make the investments necessary to turn talk into reality. We have made great environmental strides, and we will continue to do so. Now, I began this speech with a confession that our goal of 700,000 jobs over 7 years was ambitious. In closing, I will admit to you that our goal of unseating Texas and becoming the global leader for job creation is equally ambitious. But if we accomplish our priorities, invest in education, cut taxes, lower the cost of higher education, and improve workforce development, we will continue to be the #1 destination for people looking to escape big government all across the country and all across the world. The #1 threat to our success is complacency. Don't let anyone tell you that government policies don't matter or that jobs are just created all by themselves. Florida gets stronger each year because we are fighting against a bloated federal government. And their increased regulations and increased taxes. Florida is getting stronger every year because we are dreaming of more opportunities for our families, not more role for government red tape. Florida, we cannot give up this fight. We cannot give up our dream of becoming the #1 place in the world to get a job. We have more work to do, but we can do it together. Let's commit today that we will keep cutting taxes so we can create more growth and opportunity. Let's commit today to keep higher education affordable. Let's commit today to invest in our infrastructure. And let's commit today to work together to keep Florida working. Thank you. God bless America, and God bless the great state of Florida.
Oh,